Hi, everybody, it's Craig. I'm super excited to be starting a new series called Getting Strong and Lean Over 50. Let me give you a little background. So, I am 58 years of age. I will be 59 actually on July 26th. I started exercising when I was about 13 years of age. So, I've been strength training for 45 years. I did my first bodybuilding competition when I was 18 and started actually powerlifting when I was in my mid 20s and did powerlifting and bodybuilding all the way up until the age of about 46. And then took a little break. I was still lifting, but not competing, and then started powerlifting again about 3.5 years ago, somewhere along that line. My background is I have a degree in exercise science. I have been teaching strength training for over 30 years. I am a nationally ranked powerlifter in the USPA in the Masters Division 55 to 59. I'm the state record holder in Pennsylvania in the bench squat and deadlift. I have a lot of experience. And what I really wanted to do is provide really important goals that I think are going to be helpful for people. Okay. And today is going to be all about 10 keys. So I'm going to be providing 10 keys that I think are critical for being successful. The goal is not to have it be super lengthy because I want you to really kind of be able to focus on it, get something out of it. And then after I do number 5, I'm going to have a very brief video on how to demo an exercise. So every video that I do is going to have an exercise in it. That way, it's a combination of me explaining things, but also showing you how to do exercises. So today, after number 5, I am going to have a video of me dumbbell pressing, which I think will be very, very helpful. And of course, then we'll continue with number 6 through 10. So with that out of the way, let me get to number 1. Okay, so and this applies to anybody. I want to be clear. When I say over 50, that doesn't mean if you're 49, it's not helpful. And it doesn't mean if you're 39, it's not helpful. A lot of these principles are helpful no matter who you are, but they are really, really beneficial for people that are a little bit older. And then, of course, I'm going to go over each of the tips, but I'm not going to cover them in great detail. I'll mention them briefly, and then in future videos, I'll spend some more time talking about them because that way it won't be overwhelming. So, number 1 on the list is don't rush the process. Okay. And what that simply means is wherever you are in your journey, especially if you are somebody new to strength training, please take your time. Okay. It's very common to want to see results immediately, to be impatient because you might see other people that look great, that are really jacked. And obviously, human nature is going to want to be like that. But I would really encourage you to take your time and don't rush things. You'll be so much better off if you just slow down and don't rush it. And again, I'll be following up on this with more information later on. Number 2, this is critical. I've had many conversations. The students I teach, people that I help, I always say this: master the basic movements. Okay, now as a competitive powerlifter, the basic movements are squat, bench, and deadlift. I'm not saying that you have to do those movements, but I am saying that the basics is not doing a bicep curl. I'm not saying you can't do a bicep curl, but the basic movements are things that are taxing on the body: a squat, a lunge, a row, a press, a farmer's walk, just things that you're moving because you really want to be able to get strong in your whole body. Again, I'm not saying you shouldn't do a bicep curl. I'm not saying you shouldn't do a lateral raise. I'm saying that those are, to me, not as important as really getting good at the basic movements. Number 3, track your progress. That simply means that you don't want to go back and say, hey, I remember I did this 2 months ago, because you're not going to remember what you did 2 months ago. Please, whether you use your phone, an app, or write it down, please track your success. It will really help you. It'll help you on the days that you're feeling great, and it'll also help you to understand maybe if you're plateauing. Okay. Number 4, have an individual plan. Now we know that on the internet there's hundreds of plans, and I'll be giving some sample plans out too in later videos. There's hundreds of plans. I can tell you this from using many plans, there is no one perfect plan for everybody. There are lots of different plans that will work, but what you need to do is kind of try things out and see how they work for you. That's why tracking your progress is critical. And again, there are a lot of really good plans, but they have to fit your own needs. Number 5, okay, and this is, of course, so critical in so many ways. I can't even, I don't even know what to say to it, but it is just simply the food you eat, the rest you get, and your attitude are critical. Now, a lot of people might say, Shap, what are you talking about? What's the food, the rest, the attitude have to do with lifting? It has everything to do with it. Remember, the name of this series is called Getting Strong and Lean Over 50. It's not called, excuse my language, it's not called Getting Fat Over 50. Okay? It's called Getting Strong and Lean. So if you're strength training, but you're eating a lot of junk, yes, you will get stronger, but you will also gain a lot of fat. If you're not resting enough, you're going to be fatigued. You're not going to be able to train. And if your attitude's not very good, it's going to affect those days where you don't want to go to the gym. So again, that's going to be one where I really hit home on in future videos, but it's really important. So those are the top 5. Please check out the video I'm posting right now on a dumbbell press. It'll actually show you me doing the exercise. I believe I'm doing 80 pounds for a set of 12. So check it out. And then, we'll be back with number 6 through 10. Okay? So here is number 6, okay? And it's, again, just the same kinds of concepts. We want to train hard most of the time, okay? Train hard most of the time, not all of the time. It's very common when you think about the videos you see of people training. How often do you see them going easy? Well, you don't, because it's not sexy to see somebody not working really hard. But you can't train hard 24/7. You just can't. Your body will break down. I remember when in my 20s and 30s, I could train hard so often because I would recover quickly, had a lot of testosterone. As you get older, you need to definitely back off a little bit. It says train hard most of the time. You do need to train hard, you just can't do it all of the time. Number 7, and this is something probably that you rarely hear. Matter of fact, I rarely hear, but I'm telling you it matters. Number 7 is mobility matters. So for me, I have been lifting weights for 40 something years. My shoulders, my upper back, my hips, they get incredibly tight because I've squatted, I've benched for many years. And I never did enough mobility when I was younger. And now I am catching up with that. And it is a critical part to work on your mobility. It will make your exercises more efficient. You'll feel better. There'll be less chance of injury, and you'll actually get stronger. And of course, I'll be going over mobility exercises later on. Number 8, this kind of goes back to train hard most of the time. Don't be afraid to train heavy. There is no reason that somebody 50 and over cannot train heavy. There's no reason for that. That's totally a bogus argument. Of course you can train heavy, as long as you're following a routine that is progressive in nature. You shouldn't just go to the gym on the first day and you've never been there and go all out and train heavy. That doesn't make any sense. But training heavy is a great way to get strong, get lean, build technique, and it also is a great confidence booster. Number 9, okay, ask a lot of questions. So when you watch this, I am hoping that you will comment and ask me any question you want. If you disagree with something, just say, ask a question, and we can discuss it. If you agree with something and you think it's worthwhile, ask a question. Asking questions is critical. I have 36 years in the education field as a teacher and coach. I always promote asking questions because that's how we learn. And the last one, number 10, okay? Praise is powerful. I'll say it again, praise is powerful. If you're just starting or you've been in the field, giving yourself praise for the successes you have is critical. A lot of times I will read Facebook posts or posts where a person is complaining that they don't look like somebody else and they're frustrated by it. And a lot of times I want to comment and say, listen, don't worry about what somebody else is doing. Worry about what you're doing. And that's where the praise comes in. As a competitive powerlifter, so I compete at the 55 to 59-year-old age group. I compete at the 148.7 weight class. So I'm not worried about what somebody else is doing. I'm worried about what I'm doing. I'm trying to be the best that I can be. And giving yourself praise will make a huge difference in doing that. Okay. So this is the end of episode 1. Okay. Getting strong and lean over 50. I am going to follow up and cover each one of these tips as I get further into other videos. The videos will cover lots of different things of strength training, food, rest, attitude, and just ways to get stronger, get lean, and to feel better. Please consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. Okay, that's how it grows. And also, that's how we can see comments from other people. It's very hard for the channel to really grow if nobody's commenting because that's the algorithm. So please consider subscribing, liking, sharing, and asking questions. At the end of each video, I will always say the same thing. It's something I say on my podcast where I have other people. You are awesome. Thanks again for all you do. Have a great day.